Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to make a video about 3 games I recommend you to play which run great on the Steam Deck. Before I dive into it, I want to say that the platform I've played them on was the PlayStation 4. You may ask, why is he making a video on the Steam Deck if he's played those games on PlayStation 4? Well, back in the summer of last year, I was about to purchase one, but since my laptop of 10 years had broke down, I had to make a choice. As you can imagine, I chose to purchase a laptop to play the games. But anyways, going back to the games, I've made several researches. Well, not really research, I just watched a couple of YouTube videos and I've seen this game run great on the deck. Anyways, I'd like to begin with the one on the list that I've played the most recently, which is Code Vein. It is a title in the wake of the Souls-likes, but definitely more than a mere copycat. A third-person action RPG with an attractive anime style and a very distinct personality to it, set in a post-apocalyptic world where we can be accompanied by one other character, controlled by the CPU or a friend online. The characters in this game are pretty anime classics. I mean, they have the usual personalities. Even the world is pretty nice to look at. It's vibrant, the colors are sharp looking, by that I mean that they are intense, and pretty much every single setting you're gonna find yourself in is beautiful to look at. There is one specific area which I adored, not gonna spoiler the level, but it was full of stairs. It was beautiful. I just liked it. I just liked the stairs. I don't know why, but I just like those stairs. Anyways, going back to the core of the game, despite the ideas from the Souls-like games, it is not nearly as punitive as Bloodborne or a Souls game. Thanks to a companion that, as I said, we can have by our side throughout the whole entire story, and thanks to the Code Veins, which are pre-composed builds, all with different stats, weapons and abilities. The news about these builds is that you don't have to choose one at the beginning of the game and go on till the end with that one build, but there are dozens and dozens of these builds that you can choose freely to change. I can claim that this game is pretty accessible to the many noobs of this genre. I would put myself in the noobs category also, because even though I've played Bloodborne, it took me way too long to beat Bloodborne. So yeah, that's it. Actually, Code Veins may be the best entry to the genre. Next game, if Code Vein was all about enticing gameplay, the next title is pretty focused on having a compelling narrative. I'm talking about The Wolf Among Us, where the characters, the sudden happenings and art choices take center stage. When I first approached it, I wasn't sure that such a type of game would be for me, since it is a sort of interactive graphic novel where the most we can do is click a button within the given time. But by the end, I was completely captivated by it. The main incipit of this game is that famous fairy tale characters, like Snow White for example, have been exiled from their worlds of origin. All of these characters find refuge in New York. What struck me immediately are the raw, unfiltered look this game has and the events that we will see unfold, which begin with a murder that we, as the main character, will have to investigate. Anyways, what I can say is that I found myself enjoying this type of titles, because ever since The Wolf Among Us, I have also played the Walking Dead series up to the final season. Then there is another one which I can't remember. Siberia. Then there was another one which I really... Black Mirror. Was it Black Mirror? I don't know. There was another title which people didn't like, but I did like. The last game I want to discuss about is The Evil Within, starting with its magnificent technical component and then moving on to an extremely refined gameplay, an inspired level design, mind-blowing puzzles, and a great overall. Okay, jokes aside, The Evil Within is a game full of flaws. I don't even know myself why I love it so much. The normal mode is much harder than the normal mode that we'll have on The Evil Within 2. I played it back in 2017 because I had watched so many different videos and I really liked the initial parts of the game. So I thought I would love this game, but then I purchased it and I didn't like it. I mean, I did like those 20-30 minutes, but then the game drastically changed. I wasn't expecting it to change so drastically after the first 30 minutes of game, and it was pretty traumatic for me because The Evil Within is the first survival horror game I've played. I mean, there was also Alan Wake, but Alan Wake wasn't very scary. So this was the first of a kind for me. There was a lot of trial and error. Okay, with all of these effects, it sounds like I'm describing some sort of shit, but in reality, at the end, I really liked the game. I loved the setting, I adored the boss fights, even though some of them were super challenging. The sometimes crazy enemy design, the soundtrack. I had a rocky start with The Evil Within, but eventually it turns out to be one of my favorite games in general. Top 20 maybe. Alright, so these were my 3 game recommendations for the Steam Deck. They are obviously available on other platforms like Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, PC, and I think The Wolf Among Us should be on Switch. Anyways, this was it for this video. Have a good one. Bye.